Well, a very good afternoon to you, and you are through to the second hour of SA Today with me, Unathi Bhatyasha. Thank you so much for staying with us. Of course, we continue with our rolling coverage of the George building collapse. The death toll in that collapse now stands at 32, with 20 people still unaccounted for. Our journalists have been on the ground since that building collapsed last week. Of course, we also know that various government officials as well as rescue teams have been on the ground trying to retrieve those 20 bodies that are still unaccounted for. Our reporter, Lerato Fekisi, is on the ground for us, of course, having been speaking to various family members as well as, community members that have also been trying to help as far as they could. Lerato, thank you so much. Just give us again, what is currently happening at this moment in time. We saw, of course, earlier as you were speaking to one very devastating young man who says one of the difficult things, of course, is that the officials can't identify some of, the family members that have already been, declared dead. 32 at the moment, we know that figure is. Just talk to us about what authorities are doing now and, more importantly, what families are saying.
Very good afternoon to you, Nati. Yes, I think, like I said earlier on, the difficulty in this entire case is that most of the bodies that have been taken out of the rubble are decomposed. So you can understand that to identify a decomposed body is not easy. You have to use fingerprints. The forensic department is also using things such as old tattoos, scars, to assist the family, to give them some signal of who their family members are. And I think, Unati, for a long time, the story has been about, the stats, 32 people dead, 6 out of 10 identified, but it's something else to actually find a family that says we've identified our family member and she has been declared dead just a few hours ago. And that's a family that I'm with right now, Harriet and Franz. Franz lost his wife, a 28-year-old lady who was actually a cleaner inside their building the time it collapsed. And I'm going to talk to them now. We've been talking outside of camera, just asking how they're feeling, the plan to try repatriate the bodies back to Malawi, who is going to assist them, the finances, where did this come from, are they going to get help from government? So many questions, but I think the painful part for me was when they told me when they went inside that mortuary and they found their sister. Franz found his wife lying on that bed with no scar, with no head injuries, nothing to show that she had been under so much rubble, but officially declared dead. But they are relieved that she has been identified. But now the tough part starts to repatriate her body back to Malawi. Harriet, let's just go back to perhaps last week, right, when you got that call. Take us through exactly what was going through your mind. Who called you first, and what was your initial reaction?
He was my friend. He was calling me when I was at work to phone me that the building there is trapped. Then when I came here, I see the building is fall down. Then I was sleeping in here since Monday to waiting, because I have hope that is going to come down there alive. But when I got to work, it was Thursday. Then I received the call that he found my sister in the mortuary, is passed away. My heart is very sore because I lose my sister. So I feel very sore. My heart is very sore, serious. That is a hard life. It's not easy for me because I'm still young to hear this story, We came here to survive their life. But I feel sorry, my sister.
I'm so sorry. And then also take us through, you talked to me about when you went inside to identify the body, that when you found your sister, like I asked you, were there any head injuries? What did you saw and how was that? I mean, it's something else to hear that she's passed on, but to actually physically see her body lying there, helplessly, not injured, but declared dead.
There's no injury anyway. He's still fine, because when I saw him, I know that this is my sister, because there's no injury anyway. Yeah, and his face is still like that. Yeah.
So that was some type of closure for you that helped at least bring you closure.
Yeah. That the clothes, the one away from house, they identify that this is my sister. I know that this is my sister because his face is still like that. Yeah.
Let's now speak to Franz, who has lost his wife. When I was speaking to him earlier on, he said that back home he left his 14-year-old child, her firstborn, and a second-born who's just a little younger than that, and they don't know that their mom has died. So you can imagine how painful that must be for him, because not only does he have to try get the body back home, but also has to break down to his 2 kids now who don't have a mom. Franz, I can't even begin to imagine how you're feeling. When I asked you earlier on, have you cried? What's going on through your mind? You've lost a wife, you've lost a mom to your children at the tender age of 28. I don't know if I can even ask you how you're feeling. I don't know if that's even a question to ask, but how are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, my name is Franz. I lose my wife. Yeah, it's Monday. Good morning. I go to work, but around past 12, I talk to my wife. Say, where's my husband? You take money. Want to buy a dish in town there? I said, yeah, I have money. Can buy some meat in town. But around past 2, it's my lunch time. He called me. He said, hey, Franz, this is my site for your wife working there. It's building. It's fall down there. It's big accident. Sure, serious, yeah. But this time I'm asked, what's happened, my friend? He said, no. This guy's working there, he said 95. He said to me, 95 people working there, but all of them is down. You can't see anyone there. Serious, yeah. By this time I start to cry. I'm come there up to my spaghetti hall. I can see there, I feel pain, but I can't do explain more than this issue. I'm crying, but I know we came back for this. My wife came from Malawi, but this accident for me, I don't understand.
And how do you feel about having to go back home now to break down the news to your children?
But now I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling pain because I lose my wife and also my child. I'm crying. But this time I'm asked there in my house. This is my child, the firstborn. I very cry. And also me, I'm struggling. Everything is not fine for me. Yeah.
Then lastly, Prince, you spoke about the difficulty you're going to have now to try and take her body back to Malawi. You guys said to me that a bus to Malawi takes 3 days, is 3,000 rand per person just to get there, let alone take her body back. Has there been any communication with you in terms of assistance financially to repatriate her body back to Malawi? And where do you guys source the funds now to get her back?
Yeah, this problem for transport. For some guys talking, say this government gonna help us for transport, but yeah, I see there is nothing. See, ambassador for Malawi come here to talk to us. His problem want to solve this. Government want to take for part of this issue for transport, but it can't because some guys talking for gonna give us 18,000. But this government you don't come in front of us to talk. We said gonna help us, but said just to listen for another guy talk like this. But I don't know what happened.
Something that also hurt you, Franz, was that you're saying that the company where your wife was employed is not too far from where you stay. But up until now, no one has come to you to offer condolences, to offer some support, and that's also broken your heart.
Yeah, this is the issue. Yeah. I see no one for my company working there to see me. This from Monday up to Friday. I'm staying alone, just talk to my boss. What happened there? Just going for phone, but he don't see me. He said I'm gonna come there to see you, but up to now.
Then lastly, Franz, obviously some families haven't been as lucky, if you want to call it that, as you are, to actually be able to see their deceased ones because of their decomposed bodies. How was it for you to see your wife that you talked to a week ago was okay, and now to see her in that state, lying in that mortuary, declared dead?
Yeah, yesterday I go to mortuary, me and Uncle. He said, "You must look your wife there." I see the first one I see your photo, said there. This is my wife. This is my wife. We see when I see this is my wife, because when my wife came to work, I know when you this black t-shirt and black trouser, and also your hair just like a woman, you put like a woman. So I know this is my wife, Eileen. Yeah, but your face is still looking like a normal. It's not broken. Your face is looking nice, but maybe inside, yeah, it's a problem. Maybe inside.
I'm so sorry for what happened to you. So sorry for your loss. Well, that was France and Harriet. Harriet lost her sister and France lost her wife. The biggest issue now, beyond just trying to identify bodies, is the issue of repatriation. Some are saying that FBOB has donated 18,000 to each family, and the Terrain must then top up 7,000 rand. These families say they haven't had anything of that nature. And the biggest problem now is how to take his wife's body back to Malawi at a time where funds are really few and far between. So it's the human side. It's those that have lost loved ones, those that have had to put together the pieces of what is probably unable to reconcile what has happened to them. So we'll continue just to bring you guys information from what's happened here in George, and above all speak to those that are trying now to try to piece together the unbroken pieces of their lives. Let's go back to you guys in the studio.
Lerato, Fekisi there, of course, just putting a picture there around the family members that are left behind following that tragedy in George, where that building collapsed. Of course, many questions here in as far as how do we repatriate the families that, the bodies of those that have died. Of course, we heard from the Deputy Minister of DIRCO, Alvin Buertes, saying that repatriation is in fact not covered by consular support services, and of course asking and appealing to the public to help in as far as that is concerned. Whilst we know the numbers of those that have died, those that are still unaccounted for, and of course those that are injured, we still don't know yet at this stage who the owners of that building are, as they have not yet come forward. We know, of course, that the legal fraternity has been brought into this particular problem as to find out who can be held accountable. We'll continue to give you, an update in terms of how that is going in as far as identification of those bodies is going.